Thank you very much. I came to see the President to wish him well this Yuletide and thank him for some of the federal government projects in the southeast and in my state, and also seize the opportunity to brief him on progress on the Enyimba Economic City. As you are aware, Enyimba Economic City is indeed the hope of Nigeria to play strong in the Continental Free Trade Agreement in Africa. It is also the hope for Nigeria to provide 625,000 jobs for our teeming youths. It is a futuristic project and a baby of Mr. President. Therefore, I felt it was necessary for me to brief him and get his further blessing and advice on way forward for the project. Our desire is to ensure that sometime next year, very soon, we'll be able to invite Mr. President to come and do the groundbreaking for that trans-generational project as one of his legacies in government. Thank you.
Sir, this project you are talking about, what is the financial implications?
The financial implication is huge and diverse, and I cannot volunteer to put a finger on it. As you know, it is a project with private sector impetus and a collaboration between the federal government, the state government, and the private sector entity. It is a self-existing project, and the Enyimba Economic City is a city inside Abia State. It's capable of self-existing, and there's a law from the Abia State House of Assembly endorsed by my humble self, which gives it that quasi-independence and autonomy to operate. And there are interests within and outside Nigeria also on that project. I would want to say that the best thing for us to do is to wait at the dining table. We are in the kitchen now. The food will be ready very soon. Well, these were not discussed and they were not part of the agenda. And I want to believe that all that had been said on the two issues you mentioned earlier were well said.
Do you want to talk about them one after the other?
I don't even want to talk about them at all because it is before the President for consideration. Let me start from the last question. I am not interested in the presidency. I am very busy as governor and thinking about what I will become now will amount to shortchanging my people who gave me a mandate for an initial 4 years and renewed it for another 4 years, which will terminate around May 2023. We are yet in 2021. It will be self-serving for me to begin to think about what I will become instead of concentrating on serving my people for the time they have elected me. Maybe after 2023, I will begin to think about what next I will do. Having said that, I think that the Southeasterners have a right to take a shot at the presidency of Nigeria. And I dare say that our qualification starts from the fact that we understand and know Nigeria better than any other set of Nigerians. I dare say, this is my opinion, because we go everywhere, we are everywhere, and we invest everywhere. We are pan-Nigerian people. Today, a lot of people, on a lighter note, are afraid of Sambisa. But for the Igbo man, Sambisa is a business opportunity. So that it is. It will be preposterous for me not to add my voice to that clamor. However, the question of Nigerian president of Southeast extraction is a national question that requires negotiation, discussion, and conversation with all parts of this country. And I am least qualified to determine what happens in 2023. I will also want to spend my time supporting the incumbent president to do his time and do his best while we wait for what happens to begin to unfold. So these are my views about the presidency. Security situation in my state, Abia, is calm and quiet. Perhaps the safest state in Nigeria, certainly the safest state in the southeast, and the statistics are there to show. I give God the glory. I give the security agencies in my state the glory. And we are determined to make sure that the remaining holidays run up to January 2022 will remain as quiet as it has been. We have so many visitors coming from all over the world. Those who couldn't make it home during the COVID years of 2020 are back. And they are happy with what they have seen, and I thank God that is so. I hope it will continue like that even in the days ahead. In the first place, anybody who wants to aspire to the high office of presidency, it doesn't matter where you come from, must have what I regard as pan-Nigerian mentality. You must be somebody who has an understanding of all the contending interests and influences in this country. You must understand that we are a country of diverse people with different persuasions, traditional, cultural, religious, and all of this must be put at a place where you can understand and respect them. That individual must also be somebody who is ready to accommodate the youths of this country, because turning it into a slogan, the fact that youths are indeed our future, have not served us correctly. We are drifting into a digital age, an age that the youths understand, which many people may not understand, those who grew up before this era. So that person must be willing to accommodate the youths without necessarily throwing away the very experienced ones. You must be able to find an admix of all the interests. It must also reflect and mainstream women agenda. Such an individual must also be investment friendly, must be somebody who understands the nuances of economics and what the relationship between international politics and economy. And the person must be strong enough to face up to the issue on the front burner, which is security. You must be able to create jobs. You must be able to not deploy the kinetic device all the time. You must be able to also listen and negotiate peace. I'm a Christian, and my religion believes that you seek peace and you find it. So that which you seek is not commonplace. So we must be able to dredge up courage to listen to one another and then find a middle course all the time for the interest of our people. What the political parties need to do, the political parties need to be sensitive to the feelings of the various contending groups, because politics should not be a winner-take-all thing. It's not at all times that you want to use your might all the time. At times you listen, even to those whom you think are weak or those who you think may not be able to find themselves at the center stage due to circumstances. Because if you don't do that, you bottle up sentiments that will implode the system going forward. So you must be able to create ventilations from here and there so that you can have accommodate diverse opinions and strategies to help you run the country. So all the political parties should be alive to these sentiments and feelings in taking decisions going forward. And we are at a critical point in our history. And anything that is self-serving, anything that is selfish, anything that leads to winner-take-all mentality should be jettisoned at this time. We need to rescue our nation. We need to work hard to put Nigeria on a strong footing before we can begin to look at other things. So if we have this at the back of our mind, my thinking is that we will arrive at the fact that there is a geopolitical zone that has been clamoring and yearning for an opportunity to lead. And we should be gracious and magnanimous enough to give consideration to such yearnings and aspirations. But I said earlier, it cannot be done in isolation. It's not a matter of right. It's not a matter of I have to. It is a matter of negotiation, conversation, and discussion going forward. And I think Nigerians are nice people all over, and we can find people who will listen. We like the redevelopment of the airport at Enugu and the prospects of that airport becoming truly an international airport, because international flights are yet to begin to take off and land there. And we think that there must be a purpose for which the president allowed that redevelopment and investment in that airport, which, to my mind, is to create a gateway to the outside world from Enugu. That is one. Two, everybody knows about the second Niger bridge. That has never been done before, and we think that we need to encourage the president to complete that project quickly within his time and hand it over to our people. If you experience the logjam at the Onitsha Head Bridge and how it impacts negatively on the economy of Anambra and Delta and the entire Southeast, then you'll be able to project into what it will tell, assuming we have that airport, that bridge in place. And so these are some of the projects that we think are dear to our people.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.